Right. So same as usual, finding your comfortable position. If you're lying down, allowing the arms to relax by the side, straight legs or bent knees, whatever feels more comfortable. If you're sitting, so you can try and find that little lift at the front of the body, front of the chest, encouraging a little bit more space through the abdomen, encouraging a little bit more movement through the diaphragm, trying to get a nice, relaxed belly breath. And then same as usual, as you're trying to get the nice, relaxed breath, noticing the body. If I'm sitting down, is the pressure on my right seat bone the same as the left? Am I slightly twisted to one side? Am I slightly leaning to the side? If I'm laying down, is the pressure the same at the back of my right and my left shoulder, at the back of my right and my left hip? I'm not changing anything, just noticing, same as usual, where the body is and how it feels. And then as you feel a little bit more settled, the breath feels a little bit more relaxed. Then we're going to start working through the shoulders, through the shoulder girdle and upper back. I'm going to start shrugging the shoulders up to the head, and then I'm going to press them down and away. Shrug them up to the head, and then press them down and away. So same as usual, picturing the shoulder blades gliding up and down the back of the rib cage. Especially as I slide them down, see if I can maintain a nice lift at the top of the chest. So making sure that I'm not compressing and squashing the front of the body even more. See if I can try and stay tall, especially if I'm sitting up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll. From elevation, depression, I'm going to go into a little retraction, protraction. I'm going to squeeze the shoulders together at the back, pushing the chest forward, and then I'm going to pull the shoulders forward, push the rib cage back. So I'm going to try and bring the rib cage forward, the shoulders back, and then push the rib cage back with the shoulders forward. So if I'm seated, I'm going to try and take advantage of the fact that nothing is preventing me from moving, so I can really go for a really big movement, focusing on the thoracic spine, focusing on the upper back. If I'm laying down, if I want to make the movement a little bit bigger, I can add a little curl. So I'm going to extend, trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then as I flex, I might try and lift the head and the shoulders off the mat. And I'm going to try to extend my way up, and then flexing my way forward. Just making sure that there is no tension into the neck as the head lifts off the mat. 3, 2, last one. And releasing back, releasing the shoulders and releasing the upper back. Just a little bit more movement at the top. I'm going to go back to the elevation, depression, but this time I'm going to focus on one shoulder. So I'm just going to pick one shoulder, right or left, because we're going to be doing both. I'm just going to shrug the right shoulder up to the head, and then press it down and away. Lift it up, press it down, lift it up, press it down. And at this time, see if you can try and do it a little bit quicker. So see if I can really try to let that shoulder blade glide against the back of the rib cage, just focusing on the right side. There might be some clicking. As far as there is no pain with the clicking, I'm going to keep the movement going nice and big. If there is pain, if there is discomfort, I'm just going to ease off on the sides of the movement. 3, 2, 1, relaxing that right shoulder, and then I'm going to try the same thing on the other side. So shrugging it up, pressing it down, shrugging it up, pressing it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back. You're giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll, and then focusing on the right shoulder again. I'm going to try and focus on protraction, retraction. So I'm going to push the shoulder back, and then I'm going to bring it forward, push it back, and then bring it forward, push it back, and then bring it forward. So see if you can imagine the shoulder blades coming around the front of the rib cage and then going towards the middle of the back, coming around the front of the rib cage and then towards the middle of the back, round the front and then to the back, round the front and then to the back. And then if I feel that I can add a little bit more, I might add the arms. So I'm going to reach the arm across as I pull the shoulder forward, and then I'm going to push the arm behind as I retract. If I'm laying down, I'm restricted in the amount of movement that I can do opening, but I can still reach across or to close. Open, close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back, releasing the shoulder, relaxing the arm. I'm going to try and focus on the other side. It's the same as before. I'm going to protract the shoulder, retract, pull forward, squeeze it back, pull forward, squeeze it back, pull forward, squeeze it back. And then same as I did on the other side, most of the movement feels a little bit easier, a little bit looser. See if I can have a little reach with the arms. So I'm going to reach across and pull forward, and then retract, push behind. Reach across, pull forward, retract, push behind. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back, releasing the shoulders, relaxing the arms. There's a little bit more movement into the shoulder girdle, into the upper body. I'm going to try to see if I can start adding some movement into the rib cage, into the back. If I'm lying down, I'm just going to use one hand at the back of the head to support the head. I'm going to reach the other arm out to the side, and then imagine with your fingertips to be touching the side of the room. So I'm going to pull myself to the side, trying to get to the side of the room. Then come back, I'm going to switch support, and then I'm going to try and touch the other side and come back. If I'm sitting up, I don't need to support the head, because the head is sitting onto the shoulder, so I can just reach with my right arm over to the right side of the room, with my left arm over to the left. So I'm going to try and stretch as if I was trying to grab hold of something from the side, and then stretch to see if I can grab hold of something from the other side. So see if you can think of that little translation, feel that little translation from side to side, the movement through the thoracic, a little movement into that lumbar too. The side of the belly working to create that little pull from one to the other side. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back. I'm going to try a similar, but this time instead of trying to reach over to the side, I'm going to reach down the side. So instead of trying to get to the side of the room, I'm trying to get to the floor next to my chair. Come back, and then I'm going to try and come down the other way. So this time I'm feeling a little bit more movement at the top of the spine. If I'm laying down, exactly the same. Instead of trying to reach to the side of the room, I'm still going to support the head. I'm going to try and reach down towards my feet. Come back, and then I'm going to flex in the other way. Back, and then to the other side. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing down, releasing back into the middle, adjusting the shoulders, adjusting the rib cage, and then I'm going to change the direction of the pole. So I'm going to start reaching across this time. So same as before, but instead of trying to reach with my left hand to the left side of the room, I'm going to reach with my right hand to that left side of the room, come back. With my left, I'm going to reach across to the right. So I'm going to reach across the twist one way, come back, reach across and twist to the other. So if I'm laying on the back, creating that gentle rocking from shoulder to shoulder, from side to side. If I'm sitting up, see if I can encourage a nice stretch going behind that shoulder across the middle of the back. So from one, coming back, over to the other side, and then back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the shoulders, releasing the back, and then same as I did for the lateral flexion, I'm going to see if I can change the direction of the pull. So instead of trying to reach to the side of the room, I'm going to reach across towards the opposite side of the chair or towards the opposite leg. So with the right hand, I'm going to reach across towards the outside of that left hip. I'm going to come back. With the left, I'm going to reach across to the right and then back. So still focusing on that gentle pull at the back of the shoulder. So I'm changing the tension, I'm changing the stretch, I'm changing the angle of the movement slightly. If you're lying down and you feel that you can do a little bit more, you can add a little lift with the head. So I'm going to support my head. With the right arm, I'm going to reach across towards the top of my left knee. Then I'm going to come back to swap the support. And then with that left arm, I'm going to reach across to the right knee. Coming back, reaching across one way, coming back, and then reaching across the other, and then back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the shoulders again, adjusting the back. Upper body should be feeling a little bit looser. I'm going to focus a little bit more down the lower back and into the hips. So if I'm lying down, I'm just going to keep my knees bent, and then I'm going to start off with a little pelvic tilt. So I'm going to tilt the pelvis back, pressing the lower back gently into the mat, and then back into neutral. So rocking forward and back. Nice and easy. Imagine to be massaging the lower back and the back of the hips, lengthening the lower back. If I'm sitting up, I'm going to try this side, sitting on the chair. I'm going to try and tilt the pelvis backwards, so allowing myself to go back onto the seat base, and then see if I can pick myself up and sit nice and tall over the very tip of the seat bones, almost like forward into the pubic bone. So I'm just going to rock back onto the tailbone and then forward towards the pubic bone. back into the tailbone, and then forward onto the pubic bone. So see if I can be aware of a little movement down at the bottom of the spine. So see if I can try and mobilize, see if I can try and ease some of the stiffness and some of the tension from around there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it back. Releasing the lower back. I'm going to try this side, but this time I'm going to try and see if I can go a little side to side. So still working through the lumbar spine. We'll see if I can get a little bit more mobility through. I'm going to start hitching one side up. So same as usual, think of your right hip, but trying to come up towards the right side of the rib cage. So I'm going to try and hitch my right seat bone up, come back, left, come back, right, come back, left. So if I'm seated, imagine to be walking up and down with your seat bones. I'm just going to try and pull up on the right, ease back, pull up on the left, ease back. Using the arms, if I can hold on to something or hold on to the side of the chair, using the arms to help me encourage the movement to find a connection into that right and into the left side of the belly. If I'm lying down, I'm just going to use the mat to help me guide the movement, trying to pull the right side of the pelvis up towards the right side of the rib cage, come back into neutral, pull that left side up to the left. So creating a little side to side movement. See if I can try and loosen up across the back of the pelvis, across the lower back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, returning the hips back to the middle, adjusting your neutral, and then I'm going to start getting the legs and the hips a little bit more involved. So if I'm lying down, I can use the pillow, I can just put my right hand against the right thigh, or left hand against the left thigh, doesn't matter. If I'm sitting up again, same, I can put my hand against the front of the leg, or the pillow between the hand and the leg. And then I'm going to lock the arms, so I'm going to keep the arm nice and straight. What I want is to try and push the thigh into the hand. So I'm just going to try and push the thigh into the hand and relax. Push the thigh into the hand and relax. So as if I was trying to pick up the foot from the floor, but because the arm is locked and pushed against the leg, I can't really lift the foot off the ground. I should just be able to feel a little bit more connection deep at the front of the hip, so the hip flexors switching on to create that tension, to create that pressure. 3, 4, 5. See if I can notice the tension into that side of the belly too. 6, 7, 8. Relaxing the neck. 9, 10, and releasing back, releasing through the hip. I'm going to try the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to place the hand against the top of the thigh, and put the pillow in between if you want to. I'm going to lock the arm, and then I'm going to try and push the thigh into the hand and relax. Push it into the hand and relax. So see if I can try and find the same connection into the hip. See if I can feel those muscles twitching, see if I can feel them tensing to create that little pressure. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and releasing back, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. So hopefully I can feel a little bit more connection to the front of the hip. I'm going to try similar feed, but working on the inside and the side of the hip too. So I'm just going to clench the fist if I'm sitting up. I'm going to clench the fist and then put both hands, one hand between the inside of the legs. Again, I can put the pillow there or the ball if you've got the Pilates ball in there. And then again, focusing on one leg, I'm going to try and push that leg into the other and relax. I'm going to push it into the other and relax. If I'm lying down, getting the hands between the inner thigh is a little bit too far, so it tends to create too much tension. So I'm better off if I put something between my knees and then trying to squeeze one into the other and release. So see if you can focus on one leg at a time. So I'm going to try and press with my right or press with my left. See if I can find the connection this time into the hip, into the groin more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Relaxing the leg, releasing the hip. I'm going to do the same thing, but to the other side, on the other leg. So I'm going to focus on the other leg. I'm going to squeeze it in and release. Squeeze it in and release. So again, aware of the connection, aware of the tension going on to the inner thigh, inside of the leg, the groin. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing the inner thigh, relaxing the leg, and then I'm going to reverse the effort. This time trying to get into the side of the hip, side of the bone. So if I'm laying down, I'm just going to roll over onto the side and then set myself into clump. So one leg on top of the other, and then using the side of the bum, I'm trying to push the top leg up and towards the ceiling, and then I'm going to ease back. If I'm sitting up, say, as I've been doing for the inside of the leg, I'm going to put the hand this time on the outside of the leg, or both hands if you want to, and then I'm just going to push out into the hands and relax. Push out into the hands and relax. So see if I can be aware of the little tension into the side of the hip, the side of the bone this time. And a little tension across the front of the belly as well, if I'm holding from a seated position. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release it. Relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. If you're laying down on the side, switching yourself around, going the other way, one leg on top of the other, and then I'm going to focus on the other side, on the other hip. If I'm sitting up, I'm going to use the other hand, or again, opposite hand, both hands, and then pushing out against the pressure of the hand, and then I'm just going to ease back. pushing out, and then easing back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And releasing back, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. There's a little bit more connection to the side of the hip too. I'm going to try and focus on the back of the hip. So keeping the knees bent, the feet are down on the floor, down on the chair. I'm going to focus again on one leg. I'm going to push down with the foot as hard as I can. So you can feel the tension going all the way up into the back of the leg, into the back of the bum. So I'm going to push down with the right foot, relax, push down with the right foot, relax, push down with the right foot, and relax. So see if I can feel a little tension climbing up into the back of the leg and towards the hips. If I'm lying down, you're pushing down through that foot. And then if I can, I might start lifting slightly and then easing back. Pushing down through the foot and then lifting slightly. Making sure that there's one leg that is leading, the other leg is nice and relaxed. So if I wanted to, I could lift it off the ground and then still push it to a little lift with a supporting one. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the hip, releasing the leg. I'm going to try the same thing with the other side. So focusing on the other foot, I'm going to push down through the foot to see if I can feel that tension climbing all the way at the back of the leg into the back of the hip. Push it down. Pushing down. It's the same as before. If I'm laying down, I might even start with a little lift to see if I can keep the weight on the leg that is pushing into the ground. The other leg is nice and light. It could be lifted off the floor. It shouldn't be making any difference. If I'm sitting up, I'm just trying to kind of like almost like lean over that leg, see if I can find a better connection through. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back, releasing the hip, releasing the leg. This is a little bit more connection into the back of the hip too. I'm going to try and see if I can mix the movement together, mix the tensions together. So going back to the right leg, to the right side. If I know that I've got a little, I don't have much control of the leg, I could use the band around the back of the leg to support it. I could use the hand to support it. What I want is, imagine a pencil strapped to the front of the knee. I'm going to try and draw a circle going from the inside out. So I'm going to try and pull the leg in slightly. I'm going to try and lift it up. I'm going to take it out and then come back. Then again, so I'm going to try and draw that circle anti-clockwise. And then same as you did when you were pressing against the leg to find that tension. It doesn't matter if it's a small movement, but see if you can just be aware of how the tension is changing as you're going round into that circle. So going round and round. If I feel comfortable, I might even start lifting the foot off the ground. If I'm lying down, exactly the same. If I can, I'm just going to try and pull it in, bring it towards me, out to the side, and then come back. 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. I'm going to allow the right leg a little rest. I'm going to do the same thing with the left side. So I'm going to try and go in first, squeeze in, then I'm going to try and go up, then out, and back. So in, up, out, and back. So with the left side, I'm going clockwise. So I'm going to try and turn my circle that way. And then same as I did on the right side, it could be a very, very little movement, a very subtle movement. It could be quite a big one if I feel that I've got a better control of this leg. Doesn't matter the size of it. See if I can just try to find the connection around the hip, the same as I felt it before. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg, and then I'm going to go back on the right leg, but I'm going to reverse my circle. So this time I'm going to go from the outside back in. So I'm going to circle the right leg clockwise. So I'm going to go out first, then up, in, and back down. Out, up, in, and back down. So exactly the same as you did before, just finding a smooth movement, making sure that nothing is causing pain and discomfort. And then again, it might be very subtle, very small. See if I can just be aware of the tension changing around the hip, depending on where the leg is in the circle. 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, releasing the hip, releasing the leg. Same thing with the left side. So I'm going to go out first, then up, coming in, and then down. So going anti-clockwise with that left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back, releasing the hips, releasing the legs. So it's a little bit more movement into the hip joint. I'm going to try and see if I can get a little bit more connection, again, to the back of the hips or to the back of the bum. So this time, instead of pushing down with one foot at a time, I'm going to push down with both. So I'm going to press down with both feet and then leaning forward if I'm sitting down, imagine to be lifting off the chest. I might even use my arms to see if I can try and push down through the legs a little bit more and then releasing back. So I'm going to come forward, push down through the legs a little bit more, and then ease back. If I'm lying down, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm just going to push down through the feet, and then I'm going to try and squeeze my way up, driving the hips up and towards the ceiling, opening up into the front of the hips, and then I'm just going to ease my way back down. So squeezing your way up, and then relaxing back. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And releasing back, releasing the hips and releasing the legs, giving the legs a little walk, making sure that the back of the leg doesn't feel too stiff or too tight. And then I'm just going to see if I can encourage a little stretch into the leg. So bending the knees, walking the feet up and towards you. I'm going to keep the feet nice and close together. And then I'm just going to let the knees open out to the side. So if I'm lying down, I'm going to allow the soles of the feet to come together, and then the knees to just flop out. So creating a passive stretch through the inside of the legs, the inner thigh. If I want to make it a little bit harder, a little bit heavier, I'm just going to press down gently with the hands. If I'm sitting up, as I can't use gravity, as I'm seated upwards, I'm just going to use the hands on the inside of the legs to push out. See if I can create a little release of both the right and left side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Releasing the inside of the leg. I'm going to try and stretch the side of the hip. So if you're lying down, you're going to bring the right leg up towards you. Left arm goes around that leg. I'm going to pull the leg across until I can feel the stretch coming down the side of the hip and the side of the bum. If I'm seated up, if I can, I'm going to cross the right leg over the left and then just pull it gently. If I can't lift the leg, is too heavy, then I'm just going to push both legs off to the side. See if I can encourage the same gentle release down the side of the hip. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. The same thing to the other side. So crossing the left leg over the right if I can, or just pulling both legs across to see if I can encourage a little bit more stretch down the side of the hip into the side of the leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. I'm releasing the leg, relaxing the hips. I'm going to open up through the front of the chest and let the arms come down the side, turning the palms to face up towards the front of the room, towards the ceiling. If I'm lying down, I'm going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. I'm going to push the chest forward, and then imagine your collarbones to be spreading wider. So see if I can make them smile a little bit broader. And then holding that stretch, holding that tension. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing back. And now try the same with the right side only. So I'm going to retract the right shoulder. I'm going to try and snap make just the right side smile, and then I'm going to turn and look over that left shoulder. See if I can encourage a gentle stretch that from the front of the chest, the stump comes up into the side of the neck. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and easing back. Then retracting the left shoulder, see if I can open up through that left side, turning to look over that right shoulder, turning to look away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Releasing the shoulders, releasing the upper back when you're ready. If you're lying down, rolling over onto the side, pushing yourself up into sitting. So finding your comfortable seated position, using the arms at the back by the side to support if you feel that you tend to roll backwards, sitting against the wall if you need to do so. Finding the seat bones and see if I can lift myself nice and tall over the seat bones, and then I'm just going to try and open up with all of that front line of the body. So from your chin to your pubic bone, I'm going to start pushing the chest forward, trying to lift the rib cage away from the hips. So I'm going to try and lift it through the belly, lift it through the breast, and I'm going to look forward, I'm going to look up, I'm going to try and lengthen down to the front of the throat. And then I'm just going to release, reversing. I'm going to close the front of the throat, dropping the chin to the chest. I'm going to close the breastbone, dropping the shoulders onto the rib cage, close the belly, dropping the rib cage onto the hips. And then I'm just going to open up again. So trying to create space at the front, a nice lift, and then release. Coming forward, I'm going to close the front, open the back of the body. Last time, opening the front, looking forward, looking up, looking back. And then releasing your way back. One hand to the belly, one hand to the back. Take your bow. Give yourself a clap. Any questions?